To the untrained eye, the hills of Israel look like an endless stretch of dry brush and scattered rocks. But beneath this surface lie over 36,000 distinct archaeological sites. Uncovering them requires extreme precision. Archaeologists don't clear dirt with heavy machinery. They peel back the earth layer by layer, inch by inch, to map out specific moments in time. They use strict mathematical grids. In classical sites, researchers partition the ground into 5 by 5 meter squares, methodically clearing topsoil until they hit a perfectly sealed historical layer. Once they reach that layer, the physical methodology shifts. Every shovelful of dirt is poured over wooden sifting screens to catch the crucial micro-evidence, shards of pottery, coins, and bone fragments that a shovel blade would easily miss. Even with this level of detail, the sheer volume of recovered material means significant artifacts can remain hidden in archives long after they have been pulled from the ground. Take the Heliodorus stele. It holds the largest stone inscription ever found in Israel, confirming the taxation orders that helped spark the Maccabean revolt. After being dug up in the 1950s, it sat entirely unnoticed in a government storage unit for decades, because researchers simply hadn't identified its significance yet. To see the full picture at a site like Beit Guvrin, we have to look past the visible ruins and track how successive civilizations physically displaced the ones that came before them. At the top layer of Beit Guvrin, we find a dizzying maze of Mamluk and Crusader ruins. This specific footprint experienced rapid military turnover. A fortress built by the Teutonic Knights was seized by the Hospitallers, conquered by Saladin's armies, and eventually captured by the Mamluks. Conquerors often tore down enemy strongholds, but the Mamluks chose to physically rewrite the space's spiritual identity. They left the Crusader church intact and transformed it into an Islamic mosque. They achieved this through a secondary building phase, a process where builders took massive ancient Roman pillars, turned sideways, and stacked them into the walls to serve as foundation blocks. Digging one layer deeper brings us to the Byzantine era, revealing that before the military arrived, these stones enclosed a massive covered commercial market. This shift was driven by a religious one. As the Roman Empire converted to Christianity in the 4th century, violent gladiator games were outlawed. Without bloodshed to draw a crowd, the physical space adapted to local commerce. A building's function is fluid. As empires establish new moral and religious laws, the architecture is modified to match the shifting priorities of the state. Plunging beneath the Byzantine market takes us to absolute bedrock. Here sits the original 6th Legion Roman city, anchored by a massive circular amphitheater. This amphitheater was designed to keep the entire city's focus on the arena floor. By making combat a central part of public life, the 6th Legion used the architecture to integrate state-sanctioned violence into the local culture. The physical design extended beneath the floor, where holding cages were found to have contained Jewish soldiers captured during the Bar Kokhba revolt. These men were brought here specifically to die for Roman amusement. Proof of this exists in an underground pagan idol room. Right next to Roman statues, archaeologists discovered clay oil lamps etched with Jewish menorahs, left behind by captured fighters praying in the dark. Directly adjacent to this brutal site, the Romans built a highly advanced public bathhouse. They heated it using a hypocaust, a system where stacked brick pillars held up an elevated floor, allowing hot steam from underground ovens to warm the tiles above. Centuries later, Crusaders built clinics directly over this footprint to treat their sick, but they lived in squalor, oblivious to the ancient Roman sewage and heating systems buried right under their boots. Technological progress does not travel in a straight line. Often, the newer layers of civilization are significantly less advanced than the ancient societies they bury. This diagram shows the bedrock layout of the gladiator arena, the first phase of an architectural recycling plant. As laws changed, the amphitheater provided a footprint for the Byzantine market. Later, its stones were pulled upward to form the Crusader fort and Islamic mosque. Human history is a continuous loop of repurposing and weaponizing the past. Digging through these layers reveals the raw mechanics of conquest. It exposes how civilizations thrive by physically consuming their predecessors. These ruins force a consideration of the longevity of our own modern foundations and what future archaeologists will find when they dig through our own layer of history.